Warning: sensitive content.
I don't like war at all. It's never good, never good. But this is not for Ukraine to decide alone, eh?
That's right.
Yes.
Master, yes.
Because Russia did not seem to stop. It took one region after another and then even threatened to go to the neighboring country, Moldova, as well, to take over and to take away some other land. And they threatened Poland, threatened Finland, threatened Sweden. All these years they have been peaceful countries to Russia, at least.
That's right.
And they still threaten everybody and threaten with nuclear weapons and all kinds of stuff. It was Russia who started the war. It wasn't Ukraine.
Yes,
That's right,
that's
Master.
right,
Yes.
Master.
So it's not right to ask Ukraine to stop because Ukraine cannot just decide everything concerning this. Ukraine did not do anything to escalate the war with Russia because of Crimea. Russia uses that way to continue to attack and to influence or to make more trouble, stirring up war within Ukraine through many different regions, like in Donbass, for example.
He accuses the West of their Western imperialism and colonization. And he talks about the dictatorship of Western elites. What do you think of Putin's accusation against the West?
All the accusations are correct, except he has to turn it to himself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's talking about himself and the Kremlin.
Yes.
Yes.
Even if Putin is accusing the West of colonizing and being warmongers or imperialistic, it is the Kremlin who is doing it now. It's Putin.
Yeah, exactly.
In the 21st century,
Putin also said that the West is led by a satanic religion.
what about Russia's religion? Huh? The highest priest advocates for war continuously, even recently. And even the high priest molested babies and children. He adopted 70 children and molested them, sexually assaulted them.
Wow.
Do you understand what religion Russia has then? Huh? Compared to the West religion. Tell me, are they not both satanic?
Yes.
Yes.
Master.
I mean, just the one religion, the Catholic Church right now, not the Catholic religion. It is the Pope and the Jesuits. So Putin, whoever that is, as the form of Putin, or in the role of Putin, is just talking about himself and themselves and the Kremlin's policies and system.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Please continue watching to find out more. On Wednesday, October 5th, 2022, while still in her intensive meditation retreat for the world, our most gracious Supreme Master Ching Hai lovingly made time to call Supreme Master Television team members and inquire about their well-being. Master also kindly answered questions from the team relating to some of the latest news involving the Russia-Ukraine war, as she also shared thoughts on other important global developments.
Hello, Master.
Hi, Master.
Everything okay?
Yes, we are okay. How are you, Master?
I'm still here.
It's good.
I'm still here with you on this planet. Okay? Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes. Up to now, I always make it. Including you. Huh?
Yes.
Yes.
You have warm blanket and heater on and everything.
Yes,
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 Master.
we have.
Master.
And you have enough fruits and vegetables. It's important.
Yes,
Yes,
Yes, always.
Change your diet, okay? So that you have varieties, if possible. Okay, huh?
Okay,
Yes,
Master.
Thank you.
Thank you, Master.
And by the way, I've just spontaneously took a couple of photos, selfies,
Yes.
Yes.
without preparing, without makeup, without any touch-up or anything.
Oh, wow.
So nice.
So hope you guys still recognize me. I send them so that you know that I'm still alive. I'm okay, not to worry much about me. That's all. Okay?
Thank you,
Thank
Master.
you,
Thank you,
Master.
Master.
Thank you, Master.
I know that you have some questions. Please, go ahead.
Yes. Elon Musk has proposed a so-called peace plan on Twitter. He says that Crimea has been part of Russia since the 1700s. He advised Ukraine to stop the escalation of the war, and also that Ukraine should not join NATO. Why is Musk doing that? Is it correct what he is saying and proposing, Master?
Yeah, I know. I don't know, certainly he changed.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
But it's not correct. I don't really like war at all, okay? I don't like war, you know that. It affects me also, that I can't sleep well, I don't eat well, and I have too much work inside and outside.
Yes, Master.
Yes, understand.
And we also have to take care of some refugees somehow in different ways or financially, even though not a lot, but we do give what we can. And, many of the disciples have to go there and work, forsaking their duty and family. Not only that, not only my health or little, then the finances, but also the risk of danger to me and our work. It's already happened. It already happened. We have to take measures to protect our work already. Hopefully this will last long.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't like war at all. It's never good. Never, never good. But this is not for Ukraine to decide alone, eh?
That's right,
Yes.
Master. Yes.
Because Russia did not seem to stop. It took one region after another and then even threatened to go to the neighboring country, Moldova, as well, to take over and to take away some other land. And they threatened Poland, threatened Finland, threatened Sweden. All these years they have been peaceful countries to Russia, at least.
That's right.
And they still threaten everybody and threaten with nuclear weapons and all kinds of stuff. It was Russia who started the war. It wasn't Ukraine.
Yes,
That's
that's
right,
right,
Master.
Master.
So it's not right to ask Ukraine to stop because Ukraine cannot just decide everything concerning this.
Yes, Master.
And of course, some part of Ukraine, like Crimea, has been with Russia. Russia has been invading Ukraine off on.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
And under Stalin as well. And what's the result of that? Millions of people die of starvation and from the war, from the fighting, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
So I don't know what Mr. Musk is doing nowadays. Maybe he is afraid that World War III will really come because Putin keeps threatening with nukes and the West is not doing anything really substantial. He suddenly changed his attitude. He must be influenced by Putin or some other demonic level of energy.
Ah.
Yeah, talking about that. India was with England, and many other islands or countries have also been with England, but they are all free.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Or they stay voluntarily, like Canada or Australia. They're big countries. They're not afraid of England, but they wanted to stay because of stability.
Yes,
Yes.
that's right.
Because staying with England is good for their country. That's why the leaders of these big countries, like Canada, for example, or Australia or New Zealand, they are very wise and they're really dedicated to their own people's benefit. That's why they stay with England. Do you understand me?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Otherwise, they are not afraid of England.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
right.
Master.
So just say even Crimea has been with Russia, but that belongs to Ukraine.
Yes, Master.
That's right, Master.
But even then, after Russia took Crimea just like that, by surprise, by just clever tactics, Ukraine did not do much. They just humbly, quietly trying to develop whatever was left over.
Yes, Master.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
It's from 2014 already. How many years now? 8 years, yeah?
Yes. Yes.
8 years, more or less. And Ukraine did not do anything to escalate the war with Russia because of Crimea. And then Russia uses that base to continue to attack and to influence or to make more trouble, stirring up war within Ukraine through many different regions, like in Donbass, for example. Do you understand now?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master. Understand.
So I don't know what Mr. Musk is saying. I don't understand him, okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Master.
If you ask me why, I don't know. Okay? I'm also like you. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know anymore about anything in this world.
Yeah.
That people act just like demons everywhere, almost even in religion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe it's the speech of Putin that influenced Musk for his sudden change.
Ah.
Nobody likes war. Nobody likes war. But here to blame Ukraine for escalating the war is absolutely 100% false and incorrect.
Yes, Master.
Even given Donbass to Russia, I don't think Russia will just stop there. Yeah?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Because the Kremlin likes to swallow all the agriculture products of Ukraine
Yes.
so that Russia becomes number one.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Since the start of Russia's war in Ukraine, Russia has stolen hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Ukrainian grain and has shipped it to the Middle East, where it's ending up in popular food products. While Russia has denied that it's stolen any grain, the Associated Press and Frontline documented a complex Russian smuggling network far larger and more lucrative than previously known.
Ukraine's products are almost everywhere in the world and feeding a lot of people. So Russia wants to take that influence away, wants to swallow the whole Ukraine. And they did try that before, it's just that they failed. You see what I'm saying? Yeah?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
So I don't know how to answer you, okay? Except maybe he's influenced by negative energy.
Ah, right. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, of course. But you can't just blame him. Many people are also influenced by that because they don't know much. They don't study maybe the history of Ukraine and Russia. Russia has come in and out, invading Ukraine many times.
Yes.
Yes,
Right.
that's right.
Not just in 1700 something.
Right.
And they still do now, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Still invading Ukraine now again. And the result is always the same. People dying, wounded, agonizing, over family separation, and millions of refugees. And that influences many other countries as well, where the Ukrainians arrive as refugees. It influences their infrastructure problems, their financial problems, their peace problems, everything.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
So no matter what, Russia was the one to escalate, not Ukraine.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Ukraine has been always peaceful all the time, just doing their work and minding their own business and supplying food to the world.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
That's all they do.
Yeah, that's right, Master.
And in the beginning, Ukraine also did not dare to join NATO.
Yeah.
Just now, recently, because of the threat of Russia, because of Crimea being taken away. So they have to ask to join NATO for protection.
Yes.
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 And NATO refused anyway. Chickens die, is what they say in Vietnam.
Right.
Or maybe just because Ukraine's not rich enough to pay them.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Understand.
So two incorrect reasons. And even now, Stoltenberg still says he doesn't accept Ukraine, saying, for Ukraine to join NATO, we have to consider this, that.
Right.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
Master.
So it's all Russia.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, history repeats itself again and again. Russia always wants to eat up Ukraine. There's no denying about it. Okay? Yeah.
Yes.
Regarding Putin's recent annexation speech of the new 4 regions that he's taken over, he has accused the West instead of himself of things that he's been doing. For example, he accuses the West of their Western imperialism and colonization. And he talks about the dictatorship of Western elites. He even blamed the West for sabotaging the Nord Stream gas pipelines. But, Master, it seems that he's blaming the West for things he is doing.
Сегодня этот выбор делаем мы.
Today we are making this choice. Residents of Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics, residents of Zaporizhia and Kherson regions have made it. They have chosen to be with their people, to be with the motherland, to live its destiny, to win together with it.
Russia's proclamation of rule over 15% of Ukraine, the biggest annexation in Europe since World War II, has been firmly rejected by Western countries and even many of Russia's close allies. Russia moved to annex the regions after holding what it called referendums, votes that were denounced by Kiev and Western governments as illegal and coercive. In one of the toughest anti-American speeches he has delivered in more than 2 decades, Putin slammed the West as neo-colonial and Satanist.
Such a total denial of a human being, a rejection of faith and traditional values, suppression of freedom, begins to look like a perverted religion, outright Satanism.
What do you think of Putin's accusations against the West?
All the accusations are correct, except he has to turn it to himself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's talking about himself and the Kremlin.
Yes.
Yes.
Before, a long time ago, centuries ago, some of the Western countries maybe colonized other countries. But it's not the same anymore. They don't do that anymore.
That's right, Master.
They have army bases in many countries, but because those countries requested and agreed to keep peace.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
And luckily, the Western countries do that. So at least we have only one Putin.
Yes.
Otherwise, they might have more Putins everywhere. And even then, the Kremlin abuses the power and the privilege of being one of only 5 permanent Security Council members to have influence in many places, especially in Africa. They have their bases everywhere, and some other countries as well.
Yes,
Master.
Master.
So talking about occupying anywhere, it is it is a Kremlin, not the West. Even now, talking about Crimea being occupied by Russia since the 1700s. But many countries used to belong to many other countries. Like, for example, Iceland used to be with Denmark.
Yes.
And the King of Denmark, a long time ago, let them be independent already, for example, like that.
Yeah, that's right.
And England also let many Commonwealth countries become independent if they wanted to.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, that's
Yes.
right.
Therefore, there are only 14 countries now in the Commonwealth. It used to be 30 or more.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Especially India. If England really was so hell-bent on colonization, then India should be the one they keep, because that's a big country, and even if each one of them just buys one roll of toilet paper from England, they'd be rich.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
So the West have not done any colonizing or anything imperialistic all this time.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Even if Putin is accusing the West of colonizing and being warmongers or imperialistic, it is the Kremlin who is doing it now. It's Putin.
Yeah, exactly.
In the 21st century,
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
yes, Master.
A few strokes of the pen and the map of Europe was redrawn, though no one outside these walls will recognize the border. And compare the swagger in Moscow to the dead silence in Ukraine. Broken only by a mobile phone call that will never be answered. Someone's brother or son, someone's mother or daughter. Among 24 killed here, a gathering point for civilian convoys, yet more innocent bloodshed in a war of horrors.
why is he starting all over again like that? And in his speech, he even accused the West of all that he is doing.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
right. Oh gosh. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He also accused the religion of being satanic. That I agree. because the Pope said that Lucifer is the God of the Catholic Church. He himself said that, and he is the Jesuit priest. Their vow to be loyal to their faith is so bloody, threatening, and terroristic.
Yes.
Jesuit extreme oath of induction. I do furthermore promise and declare that I will, when opportunity presents, make and wage relentless war secretly or openly against all heretics, Protestants and liberals, as I am directed to extirpate them from the face of the earth, and that I will spare neither age, sex or condition, and that I will hang, burn, waste, boil, flay, strangle and bury alive those infamous heretics, rip up the stomachs and wombs of the women, and crush their infants' heads against the walls in order to annihilate their inexorable race. That when the same cannot be done openly, I will secretly use the poisoned cup, the strangulating cords, the steels of the poniard, or the leaden bullets, regardless of the honor, rank, dignity, or authority of the persons, whatever may be their condition in life, either public or private, as I at any time may be directed to by any agent of the Pope or the Superior of the Holy Father of the Society of Jesus.
The vow of the people who belong to that so-called Jesuit order misleads many people because they think Jesuits belong to one of the orders of Jesus, just like evangelists, Seventh-day Adventists, and born-again Christians also worship Jesus.
Yes, Master.
So many people are misled by that name, Jesuits, and they follow them.
Yeah.
But the vow to be faithful to that so-called order is so bloody, so satanic, and so terrifying. They're like terrorists.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
So one way or another, it is the Catholic Pope that made it that way, made people have no more faith in the Catholic Church. Many people left the church. Many churches are empty nowadays. Also because they're doing all kinds of sadistic things and raping children, women, men, boys, girls, and even babies. And they are satanic. That's what I'm saying also. It's not the Catholic faith is satanic. These people, these priests are satanic.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
A newly ordained priest, Father William Reinecke, came to our parish, and he sort of adopted our family. And he would say Mass in our house, and he would be over at our house for dinner 3 and 4 times. He went on vacation with us, and I loved him. And I wanted his attention. And he took that adoration and he started abusing me as around the age of 8. And it went on probably for 3 or 4 years. He would literally abuse me in the basement of our house and then go up and have dinner with my parents. And then every Sunday I had to see his hands that violated me holding the chalice at Mass.
And by the way, I'm telling you something to make you happy also. The Vatican is now punishing those that are sexually abusing the followers. Punishing.
Finally.
One at least. Up to now, 1 or 2 openly. Yeah. And about the girl who died in police custody.
Yes.
Yes.
The Iranian religious leader, Khamenei, he came out and said something, but he also blamed the West for inciting the protest. It's not the protest. It is the unjustified death of a young, innocent, beautiful girl. And it caused a lot of sorrow for the parents, relatives, and friends, and caused the whole nation to shake up. It caused the whole world to be in turmoil.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has accused the US and Israel of being behind the nationwide protests sparked by the death of Mahsa Amini. She died last month after being arrested by Iran's morality police for allegedly violating the country's conservative dress code. Activists say the government's crackdown on demonstrators has seen at least 52 people die.
Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, has broken silence on the protests that have rocked the Islamic country. He says the demonstrations are not an organic grassroots movement, and he is fully backing the security forces.
Who did the planning for the protests? I say it is clear that the planning was done by America, the fake Zionist regime and their followers.
Despite the violent crackdown, the protests are not dying down. There are reports of students taking to the streets in various cities. This video shows security forces dispersing a crowd outside a university in Tehran. The demonstrations have also spread to many parts of the world, like here in Istanbul, Turkey, with its big community of exiled Iranians. In Iran, the protesters continue to challenge the hardline government, with many demanding an end of the more than 4 decades-long Islamic rule.
So it's not the protest that we should be talking about.
Yeah.
People have the right to protest anywhere about any injustice. And any government that is using their abused power to oppress them or to tear gas them or to shoot them or to kill them, these are followers of Satan.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
That's right.
On Sunday, security forces besieged Tehran's elite Sharif University, where students had been protesting peacefully. The student union said armed plainclothes agents chased students down in a parking lot and brutally arrested several of them. Eyewitnesses said the ground was covered in blood.
We've seen images of security forces using tear gas, water cannons, metal pellets, in some cases live fire. We've seen videos of protesters getting beaten up, a woman who gets her head hit on the pavement when she tries to help another woman. Pictures of protesters shot and killed in the protests. Iranian state TV says at least 41 people have been killed in the clashes that began in mid-September, but the Oslo-based Iran Human Rights Group says at least 133 Iranians have been killed by the authorities since the protests began, and that's including more than 40 people in the southeastern city of Zahedan last Friday.
I'm not sorry to offend anyone. That's the true fact, and we have to say it.
Yes.
I would like to have time even just to read you stories and tell you about Jesus' teaching, Buddha's teaching, many other saintly God-man teachings, and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, teaching. But I have to waste my precious time in retreat to clear up all these misconceptions.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
And it pains me a lot. I feel my time is not much anymore, considering my age and all this turbulence in the world. It pains me so much. I feel my time is very, very, very short and numbered. And I wanted to have more teachings from the saints. But here I am sitting here crying over even one girl in Iran and the way she died. She has the whole life in front of her still.
Yes.
She's not even married yet. Terrible, terrible. And the biggest spiritual leader of Iran has to come out and not with comforting words, but accusing other people, blaming other people instead of their own system. That I don't understand also.
Yes, Master.
If Elon Musk says some nonsense, I don't understand, but I don't blame him. He's not a spiritual person or anything. He's just a normal businessman. He says what he thinks, even if it may be best. I'm sure some other people would like to say what he said also, because they just don't know anything about karma. And they don't think too much about the unjustified war. They just think people should not die anymore, no matter what reason. But the trampling under Putin will not stop. Even if they sign peace, they will not stop. They will not stop just as Ukraine. They will spread all over the world.
Yes.
Threatening with nukes, and that will scare everybody to get involved to help Ukraine. And later on, it will be even more too late. If they have seized Ukraine, Europe and everywhere will be next. And they plan to make a big tunnel all the way to Alaska, United States of America.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
It will be easy to attack America through that tunnel because they make it very big so they can carry weapons, over and soldiers or whatever and spend multi-billions on it. They don't care what they do as long as the demons can destroy humanity in any way.
Yes, Master.
But Elon Musk and others, they are just normal people, ignorant people. But Ayatollah Khamenei, he is a spiritual leader of Iran and very much respected and followed. He should not say such a thing against the West. The West didn't do anything. What for would the West want to make a protest? No, this I can tell. It has nothing to do with the West. The protesters, their own people, they came out immediately after the girl died.
Yes, Master.
After the news spread out that the girl died in police custody due to them beating her up and then lying and saying that it was a heart attack. She never had a heart problem before. Yes, she was so young, only 22. You can't just die like that.
Yes, Master.
So young and healthy and didn't do any crime. To wear a scarf or not wear a scarf, that's not a crime. It doesn't harm anyone. It doesn't hurt anybody. Does it?
No, Master.
So I don't understand anymore. First, the so-called spiritual leader of the Catholic Church, the Pope, saying Lucifer is the god, and just ignoring all the priests who molested children and babies even. And now is the spiritual leader of Iran who has no sympathy for the girl who died like that, for nothing, doing nothing wrong. The prophet never punished anybody or advised anyone to punish anybody who doesn't wear a scarf. I didn't see it anywhere. Did you?
No, Master. No.
The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has always advocated peace and love and really extreme respect for women. You know that already. We have many of the prophets and the Quran teachings concerning respect for women on our Supreme Master television already.
Yes.
We can do it again to remind people that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, teaching is all about loving kindness and extreme respect for women. That's why many people follow him all over the world. It's not to wear a scarf or not to be dead because of not wearing a scarf. So I don't know why the spiritual leader of Iran goes against the Prophet's teaching by siding with the police instead of having love and sympathy for the poor girl and her family. Imagine if his daughter or his wife had been treated like that. Would he then just keep quiet all this time?
No, Master.
The Vatican is also now punishing the sexually abusing priests, or at least planning to.
Yes, Master.
And the Pope, he also went to Canada to apologize to the indigenous people for the death of their little children a long time ago by the hands of the Catholic administration.
Yes, Master.
At least something. And now he's also accusing Russia of violence and telling Putin to stop, even beg Putin to stop this cycle of violence.
Putin also said that the West is led by a satanic religion.
But what about his religion there? The patriarch who encourages war to kill other innocent citizens and his own citizens. And now even Putin's ally sent his teenager sons to the front line to die in Ukraine.
Wow.
Oh, the youngest one is only 14.
My goodness. Wow.
Imagine a father does that to his children
Wow.
voluntarily.
Oh my God.
Just to show loyalty to Putin of the Kremlin, just to keep his position. The Chechen president, he's a Chechen leader, and he sent his own teenagers to go at the front line. And you know how many tens of thousands already died there. The experienced soldiers of Russia, they all died in numbers.
Yes.
And now he sent his teenagers to go there. To do what? To send them into harm's way to send them to death like that? What kind of father is that? Now you understand why they are waging war against the Ukrainians, because they're not human.
Yes.
The teenager, 14 years old, goes to the front line to fight. Imagine that kind of father.
Wow. Terrible.
What does he know when he's only 14?
Yeah, nothing.
And not trained in any way to fight. My God. So now you know. If I say they are demons, you understand right away. You believe me, don't you, huh?
Yes, Master. They are definitely.
Yeah, you just look at what they do and you know they're demons, because we humans don't do that.
Yes,
Master.
Oh, God. What about Russia's religion, huh? The highest priest advocates for war continuously, even recently. And even the high priest molested babies and children. He adopted 70 children and molested them, sexually assaulted them.
Wow.
Do you understand what religion Russia has there, huh? Compared to the West religion? Tell me, are they not both satanic?
Yes. Master.
I mean, just the one religion, the Catholic Church right now, not the Catholic religion. It is the Pope and the Jesuits, that kind of organization that is even killing babies for sacrifice and for Satan. So therefore, they don't care if their priests or any priest in the Catholic system rapes babies.
When I was 4 years old, I am the oldest one from the whole family, and it's a church ritual from what is in the Bible. The first born should be offered to God. And that's what they did to me when I was 4 years old. They brought me to the south of Germany. There are 2 castles from the kings, kings of Bayern. And Hohenschwangau is one of it. And there were different bishops from that part of the country.
What were they doing?
They tortured me again. They all raped me. It was not one of them who didn't do anything. They did it all.
Did they all torture you as well?
No. You are nothing for them. Only a toy. And they like to see you suffer. The more the better.
They don't care.
Yes.
So that's the way they are doing it. That's the way they believe. They believe in Satan instead of God Almighty.
Yes, Master.
So Putin, whoever that is, as the form of Putin, or in the role of Putin, is just talking about himself and themselves and the crumbling, policies and system.
Yes. Exactly.
It's easy to understand. I mean, it's easy to know why they say such things. Yeah.
Yes.
So whatever Putin said, you can just take it with a pinch of salt, because it's all demonic, illogical nonsense anyway. His so-called soldiers are torturing, not just raping Ukrainians of all ages, but even torturing the prisoners of war, starving them until they become just skeletons, and killing all innocent citizens, torturing them and killing them, and even castrating them, cutting off their penis.
The very first grave they opened contained the body of a civilian with a rope around his neck. Almost all the dead here are said to be civilians, women and children among them. For those at the scene, it was hard to take.
In this small boiler room, there were 20 people held at some point by Russian soldiers as they rounded up civilians. I just interviewed a man, 66-year-old, and he was detained in this building in a small pit. When he was released, he found 2 of them dead, their heads smashed in the cemetery.
Люди лежали на полу, на тряпках, матрас. Я знаю, что одних они электрошоком, некоторые под себя даже делались, потому что их сильно били.
He shows us the blood on his tracksuit bottoms, where a nail was hammered into his knee. He has scars on his face, where he was burnt with cigarettes. A soldier put my hands on the table and hit them 3 times with the butt of a machine gun. My arm was badly bent and broken, Alexander tells us. They hit me so hard on my head I heard something crack. There was so much blood on the floor that a soldier slipped in it. My nose was broken. Then they threatened to cut my tendons and kill me.
На голове был мешок. Здесь били током, получается, а там били так. Брали тряпку, ложили на лицо и лили с чайника. Говорили, станцуй. Не танцевал. Прострелили ногу.
Masakin survived the shooting and beatings, but Людмила Шабельник's son did not.
Чего ж уничтожают таке, я не пойму. Чого ж в нашій країні і троють такі люди недвужні? І прострелений був в руки, казали, і ребра поломані, і на лице вообще не взнать.
His sister says they identified him from his factory uniform.
Слово таке геноцид. Над мирними жителями знущаються, як самі хочуть.
Велика кількість кожного з дня звертається родичів, які повідомляють про те, що їхні знайомі, їхні родичі були закатовані або підвергалися катуванню та знущанню з боку військових Російської Федерації.
Would you like to join such an army? Would you condone such a practice and call it others satanic? He should call himself that. That would be more befitting. And he accuses the West of colonizing other countries. He's doing the same. And he's accusing the Western, we shouldn't say Western religion, just the Catholic Pope and his system right now. That is satanic.
Right.
But he sent his soldiers to go to Ukraine for nothing, also killing people at random, killing anybody and raping people and raping even babies 2 years old.
Yes.
Even worse.
So isn't that also not satanic? That is satanic as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So he's talking for himself and his own system, not the Russian people.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
We cannot accuse the Russian people. We can only accuse the Kremlin, Putin and his supporters.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
Because the Russian people are very nice. I told you already many stories about how the Russian people are very nice.
Yes.
And when Russia was integrated into a normal system, not the Soviet Union anymore, and more or less not communist anymore, I did even go to Russia to make a speech there.
Yes.
Yes.
I could even do that openly. And the hotel people told me, oh, take the bus, it's right in front of the hotel. It's cheap, don't go by taxi. Try to save me money. Yeah. And I went on the bus, I did not pay anything, and the bus driver also did not tell me anything. I forgot, I didn't mean to cheat them of the few rubles. I did not mean to. I had the money. My mind was not on the bus.
Yes.
Yes.
And I had always gone by taxi, or normally people come and fetch me to go to the venue of a lecture, so I never had to pay.
Right.
Of course, I paid through our system, like the accountant will take the receipt from anything that I spend with the disciples. We pay them all back.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
But that is not me who pay personally. I always tell them, bring it to the accountant, and then we pay there. Because I cannot just always worry about money. Sometimes I pay directly. If I have it on me, and if the country is too far, then I pay. Less trouble, less complicated. But then I forgot I never went on the bus for a long time, many decades. I forgot to pay. So later, I pay a lot more of a tip to a taxi and say to myself and to heaven that all this belongs in Russia anyway. Wherever the money goes, it's all in Russia. So if I didn't pay the bus fare, this I pay more for the taxi driver. And that is for Russia also. It stays in Russia.
Yes.
But I told you, they're very nice people. They're just people. They're just world citizens. They are all nice. It's only the leaders. Whatever war, whatever injustice, whatever system, it's all the leaders, the government that make it happen, not the common people. And even then, it forbid people to go out and voice their opposition.
Right.
They elected them. They also can have a voice. The normal people, the taxpayers can't even go protest, because if they go out, even just to peacefully voice their opinions, they will be dealt with like criminals everywhere.
Yes.
Not just in Iran. I have to be fair. Everywhere. Mostly in every country, they will suppress the protester, even if the protester has the right opinion and has the right to voice their opinion. Because that's what the government is for. They should listen to their people, not their own ego, not their own satanic tendency, not their own interest, to get more fat, to get more money, to get a more powerful position, or to solidify their position at the expense of everyone else, even the foreign country citizens like Ukraine.
Yes, Master.
Okay. All right.
That's it, really. Yeah, it's just clear that Putin is demonic.
Any other questions?
No, Master.
Good then. If you don't have anything, then I wish you well.
Thank you, Master.
I wish you more enlightenment, better health, and more happiness.
Thank you,
Thank
Master.
you,
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
God loves you. God loves you, and I love you.
We love you too, Master.
We humbly offer our sincere gratitude to Most Compassionate Master for your unconditional love and empathy towards our still troubled world. Your sacrifices, day in and day out, for the sake of helping humanity during these trying times, are to be forever remembered and held as an example of infinite wholeheartedness and selflessness. Our deep prayers are for all the oppressed living under any kind of injustice to be divinely protected and treasured by us all. May heavens assist in bringing kindness and benevolence into the hearts of all leaders, as well as into their governing. Wishing Precious Master to be in the best of health and serenity, with the mighty support of all goddesses and celestial providence. For the broadcast of this full conference with additional language subtitles, please tune into Between Master and Disciples at a later date. Also, for your reference, please check out the previous related Fly-In News or Between Master and Disciples conferences, such as Fly-In News, Supreme Master Ching Hai's plea for humans to awaken and know right from wrong, Between Master and Disciples, Supreme Master Ching Hai's thoughts on the urgent situation in Ukraine. The world left Ukraine to fight alone. Governments worldwide must stand with Ukraine. Powerful countries must be courageous and help Ukraine, etc. To view these and more related Fly-In News and Between Master and Disciples conferences, all free for download, please visit SupremeMasterTV.com and search for Satanic Governing Tendencies.